I'm live. I just wanted to go live from my car because I haven't been live from my car in a minute. I got me some water and take a sip. Uh, I got me some chips and a quarter pounder. And I need to remember the camera is actually over there and not over there. This might take a little getting used to. But I is live, y'all. Yeah, not messing around with that. Okay. So I had a story on my mind that I wanted to share with you guys. And I've told the story before, kind of. I made a video maybe a year, 2 years ago, some time ago, where it was kind of a joke where, I made a joke about this lady that got into my car and thought that Doja Cat was my girlfriend and how I let her think that. I want to tell that story because it's not, that video was made as a joke. The truth isn't exactly that. But I still might have let her think that Doja Cat's my girlfriend. Yo, what up, Frozen Gamer? How you doing? So the true story is that I was driving a cab. I was playing Doja Cat's album. I did have the album cover on the phone as the album was playing, as the music was playing. The lady did really get into my car. She did really see the picture on the phone. And she did really think Doja Cat's my girlfriend. But I didn't quite just let her think it. I did say, oh no, that's just Doja. I can't remember exactly what I said, but I think I said something on the lines of, oh, that's Doja Cat singer, something like that. But the thing is, I'm not entirely sure she heard me say that. I didn't exactly say it loudly. So I don't know if she actually heard me say that. And even if she did hear me say it, I didn't exactly deny the girlfriend bit either. So the truth is, there is possibly an old lady out there. Well, it's not old. I mean, she was maybe like in her 50s or so. I think a lady out there that thinks Doja Cat is my girlfriend. And possibly maybe seeing one of her kids or grandkids listen to that song, listen to that album, and saying something like, hey, I met that guy's boyfriend. He's a cab driver. I'm just saying. It's a possibility. How's everybody doing, though? Let's take a sip of my water. I got chips and a quarter pound today. I am in Battersea area of London. What up, Sam? The food stream, the best kind. Wow. I got me some water. Oh, snap. I'm dropping my food here. I got chips and a quarter pounder. That's what you got today. How's everybody doing? As I eat the chips in my car. Use the word. Okay. I'm in Battersea. Well, I say Battersea. It's really Nine Elms. But I believe Nine Elms is part of Battersea. I don't know. Maybe you can correct me on this, Frozen Care, because apparently you just, well, not apparently, you just said you used to work here. But I'm actually in the Nine Elms bit, which I would still call Battersea, right? Nine Elms is part of Battersea as far as I understand it. But I don't know. Maybe Nine Elms is a separate area. I'm still dropping my food. Should we start calling you Alan? Wait. All right. Yeah, I get the joke now. I get the joke. Took a minute, but I get the joke. Yo, one of these days I'm gonna do like a food car stream. I'm actually gonna be eating like a salad or something like that. This isn't all I eat. Just on occasion. One day I'm gonna have a salad. There's a big bowl of like lettuce. But I was just saying earlier, for those who might have missed it, that there is possibly a lady out there who believes Doja Cat is my girlfriend. Possibly. And quite frankly, I'm okay with that. I can't lie, I'm okay with that. I'm not sure Doja Cat would be okay with it. I'm pretty sure she doesn't want mistruths being spread about her. But I can't lie, if somebody out there thinks Doja Cat is my girlfriend, it's not really in my best interest to correct that situation, you know what I mean? What people think is none of my business, as they say. I was at a movie shoot today. Well, TV shoot, really. It's too early to be able to say, to be allowed to say what it was about. But I did. I didn't meet the person, but I did say hello to somebody, and that person did say hello back. Well, nodded. You know, you nod the hellos, right? And it's a person. And I'm pretty sure Sam knows. You might know as well. You might know. But I'm pretty sure Sam definitely knows. But I'm not allowed to say what the show is or who it is. But I nodded hello at this person. They nodded hello back. And that was our interaction. Did you see the Bayonetta rant? I did not see the Bayonetta rant. What was that about? I've heard of her. Still don't know who that is. She's a singer. And if you look up Doja Cat, you'll see how wickedly hot she is. You'd understand why I don't mind people thinking that's my girlfriend. You know what I mean? If you look up Doja Cat online, find pictures of her from any of her albums or whatever. So when I say that there's possibly a lady out there, a lady in her maybe 50s or 60s, possibly a lady out there that thinks Doja Cat is my girlfriend, I can't lie. I'm not trying to change that situation. She was only $4,000 to do Bane. Oh, the lady. Okay, the actress wants $4,000. Wait, that sounds low though, isn't it? That doesn't sound like much. I mean, it's a lot of money to me. It doesn't sound like a lot of money for an actress. You can tell us the name and say you bumped into them in the street. I'll give you a clue. I'll give you guys a clue. It's an actor. It narrows it down, right? And he might have spent a lot of time in reading a lot of books. Might have spent a lot of time reading a lot of old books. But I shall neither confirm nor deny. Even if you get it right, I shall neither confirm nor deny. And how she looks, she's in your league, Haze. She's in my league. Well, I'm glad somebody thinks so. Yeah, I ain't gonna look. Don't care enough. Fair enough. But I'm just saying, if you ever see a picture of her, and you know why, I have no problem with people thinking that's my girlfriend. I'm just saying. I'm a £1/4 right now. Only goodness, really, give me the name. Wow. But yeah, it was a cool day though. I had to be up early to drive over to this place. Like a 2 hour drive. Well, it wasn't 2 hours. It was about an hour. Well, it was about an hour and a half drive. I had to be there for like 7:30. Well, I got there at 7:30. And that's pretty much what I'm wearing now. And we're outdoors most of the day. But it's cool, met some people there. Got fed. And afterwards, did a little cab work. Stopped here, got some food, and put on this live stream, and that's where I am so far. That's my day so far. What's it feel like working on TV? I would say this one wasn't so bad. They can definitely be arranged in some of the sets I've been on. This one was alright. I mean, it's rare you get like the real kind of top level food on set. That has happened on one set I did. I don't remember which movie or show that was, but I remember there was one set I did where they had some top quality food on that. And not only did they have top quality food, they had it in abundance. So we got seconds. You know what I mean? We got seconds first. They were like, yo, just take it. You know what I mean? Take some more. We got plenty. But this one was alright. This one was alright. I'll say kind of like a better version of school dinners. As I describe it. Oh, excuse me. Like a better version of school dinners. It's pretty much what it is. They fed me, I'll do it for free. Well, the way it works is that, I mean, for a day like this, it would typically be around, I mean, again, it varies, the pay actually varies on certain things. But a day like this, I think would be somewhere around 150 to 200. And then, you know, when the agency take their fee or whatever, you're left with maybe, I don't know, like say 140 to 180, something like that, give or take. So you get fed and paid, pretty much what I'm trying to say. So you get fed and you get fed and they put money in your pocket. And you wait around a lot. There's a lot of waiting around on when you do extras work. There's a lot of waiting around. Where it's there, all part of the fun. I don't have to remember lines now. I did one where I had some lines. In fact, there's a movie called Little Darlings with Lamar. He's an R&B singer, a British R&B singer, and he's the star of the movie, and I'm in that film, and yeah, they got me to got some lines. I play like a reporter, and I can't remember what my line was. It's something like what were the rumors of, I can't remember what I had to say, but it was a while ago now. But I'm holding out my phone as a recording device, and I had a camera on me as well. But yeah, no, as a movie where I'm in, where I do have lines. I don't know if it's a movie. I don't know how popular that movie is, but if you ever come across a film called Little Darlings, starring Lamar, I'm in that movie. Look out for my for my small contribution to that film. You say, hey, school dinners, puddings though was banging. Our school dinners were, I don't, no, they weren't bad. They weren't bad, but they were, there were certain things they had like spot on. Like the chips were pretty good. Most of the time, the chips were pretty good, and the burgers and stuff like that, they were okay. Um, but yeah, it wasn't like quality. You know what I mean? The food you get on these sets, for the most part, is a better quality, but maybe not much better. It's certainly edible, and I think the food today was pretty good as well. The food today was pretty good. I had like this pie, this vegetarian pie. That was pretty good. Had that with rice, had some potatoes. What else? Had a cake. Um, uh, I couldn't remember, you know. I think that was pretty much it, though. I think that was pretty much it. And that didn't make you a star. Shame on them. You know, my time's coming. My time's coming. It's all good. One day you'll see me on the big screen. Well, technically, I have been on the big screen. One day you'll see me on the big screen, and it'd be more than 2 seconds. Mm. But yeah, I want to start watching Buffy season 5 soon because it's been a little while since I finished season 4. Think my in between season break is coming to an end. So I think I want to start Buffy season 5 soon. Angel season 2. Um, because you have to watch them together. Only 2 seconds. I mean, I can't remember what my line was. It's a very short section of the movie, and it's probably about 2, maybe 3 seconds if you're timing it. It's probably about that. It's a very short section. Um, but yeah, I'm in it. I got lines, and you see my face, so I'm happy with that. Don't you forget about who am I supposed to not forget about? Who 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 who? I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. I don't know if I want to make it in Hollywood, to be honest with you. I mean, I think it'd be cool. Like, if I was an actor, if I was a movie actor, I feel like the ideal level of fame would be, um, you know, the type of actor where they've been in like loads of movies, right? So you kind of recognize them from one movie to the next, but at the same time, you know, because they're not the star of the film, you don't see them all the time, right? So maybe if you saw them in the street, you probably wouldn't recognize them. Like 9 times out of 10, you wouldn't recognize them. Maybe every now and then you might see them and be like, that guy looks familiar. Yeah, I mean, that kind of thing. But I feel like that's the ideal level of fame, you know, where you could be in loads of movies, have loads of different parts. Maybe you're wearing makeup in some, you're wearing a wig in another one, and this, that, and the other. You know, most of your parts, you got speaking roles, but most of your parts are, you know, relatively small. So you can be in like loads of different stuff because your parts are quite small, right? And it's only maybe like hardcore, like the real like hardcore movie fans, the guys who like study every single name and look up every single, you know, those guys. those are the guys who are like 10 out of 10 always going to recognize you on the street because that's just their whole life, right? But most other people, like vast majority of people, they'll just see you and either wouldn't say anything, wouldn't recognize you, or if they do recognize, it'd be like, well, I've seen that guy before, and then that's it. That's all it'd be. That guy's familiar, and then they just wouldn't even think about it, and they'll probably see me in a movie and wouldn't even put the two together. That was the same person that they just saw. I feel like that is the ideal level of fame, where you could just like do loads of movies. You could kind of still be famous in very certain circles, right? But vast majority of people just like walk past you. You want the cash, but not the fame. um, yeah, pretty much, pretty much. I think the big bucks is when you're a movie star, though. I mean, I don't know how much that guy actors get paid. I imagine they do okay. Like if you're doing lots of different movies, I imagine continually, and you'll continue working over 10, 15, 20 plus years, right? I imagine you're doing okay. Like you're not broke. You know what I mean? You're not struggling, right? But at the same time, you're not going to be like multi-millionaire, some crazy level. You're probably not there unless you got other things going on and stuff like that maybe. But you're probably not that kind of ridiculously multi-level money. But I imagine you're doing better than most average people if you're continually stay working in acting in movies and TV. You want fame because fame can bring a lot of stress. No, for sure. Stress and depression. Yeah, money can bring that too. As well. Even without the fame, money can bring stress and depression. Like I do believe that there is such a thing as having too much money, or having too much fame, or having too much status or whatever. And what's too much money for me might be different to what's too much money for you. What's too much money for you might be different to what's too much money for somebody else. We all have our different levels. But I do believe that there is such thing as having too much money. And you're not going to know you've got too much until you get there and it starts to come with all the problems. And because of the way money is and the way we think about money, we might not necessarily recognize that is what is causing all these issues, that we just got to a point where things are too much and we can't really maintain it in a healthy way. It's like we look at lottery winners, like so many, like a lot of more lottery winners, like I think it's like 70%, 80%, maybe even more than that. But a lot of them end up broke within, like 4 or 5 years. It's just not being able to handle it. But even not even just like not being able to handle money, but also just what comes with it, what comes with the money, things like how people treat you differently, things like how society kind of views you, and just the idea of once you've got something, how many of us just want more, and this whole thing about excess. A lot of times we can't really handle that as well as we think we can. So yeah, I do definitely believe there's such thing as too much money, too much fame, too much status, all that sort of stuff, all those types of things that we typically look as being successful. I feel like we all have our limits, and it's not that you can't exceed your limits. Of course you can, but it's like with anything, it takes practice, right? It's like you can't go to the gym and straight away start lifting up the heavy weights. It takes time and practice. And if we're not practicing and you just go get too much too soon, yeah, 100%, I believe that could be very detrimental. Whether it can cause depression, whether it can just cause you to do act in a way that is so out of character. How many people have all these morals and values that go out the window when money starts becoming more of an equation, right? So yeah, there is definitely such a thing in my worldview of too much money and too much all of that stuff. And I'd rather I think when you focus more on health and happiness and those sorts of things, money kind of takes care of itself. Fame takes care of itself. All that sort of stuff take care of itself. I feel like when you're chasing something, first of all, like chasing anything is a bad idea when you think about it. If I'm chasing it, that means it's moving away from me. You know what I mean? And something doesn't move away from you, like I said, doesn't want to be with you. So why chase things that don't want to be with you? Why chase money when money don't want you? Why chase fame when fame don't want you? You know what I mean? Like, you're chasing something that's moving away. It's constantly moving away, but you're constantly chasing it. And what happens if you catch up with it? It's like a cop catching a robber, right? The robber don't want to get caught, right? So when a cop catches the robber's going to be like, struggling. He's going to be making it difficult, trying to resist arrest and make all kinds of noise. He's not going to make it easy because he doesn't want to be there. So yeah, I feel like rather than chasing, it's better to create. You know what I mean? Create a life that is sustainable, where these things can just come to you in ways that is healthy and ways and doesn't cause like mental stress or depression, or have you acting kind of wild just because now you got a little bit of fame, little fame, little name. You know what I mean? Once you start getting that, people start acting different or whatever. Like, I feel like it's better to create a life and focus on health, happiness, sustainability, and not just sustainability financially, but sustainability mentally. That's important. Am I doing too much? Am I doing too little? Where's the balance of just right? And constantly figuring out where that is, because balance, of course, shifts as you move around. Sometimes you need to do more of this and less of that. Sometimes you need to do more of the other thing and less of that, the first thing, or something else, because balance is constantly shifting. But yeah, so for me, it's like create that sustainability and concentrate on being in that sustainability. Money will take care of itself. Fame takes care of itself. Stats, all that'll take care of itself. For me, it's just focus on what's really important. And that was a long answer. That was a long ass answer to what should have been a pretty simple question. All the money is there, the cash, and no fame is a dream. You want Michael Jackson money? Michael Jackson was broke, dude. Michael Jackson was broke. He had a lot of money. He lost it all. Dude was broke. That's why he was doing that last tour. He was that last tour. Man was trying to pay off his debts. Man was trying to pay off his debts, and then death caught up with him. It was like, all right, well, I guess he ain't paying these back. Man died owing money. I win a lotto. I ain't telling no one. Probably for the best. Floyd Mayweather is fight. Deji, really? Why? Why? What's Floyd Mayweather fighting Deji for? I mean, I could understand if it was like Logan Paul, not Logan Paul, Jake Paul. That would make more sense, even though that would be pretty stupid as well. I think he already fought Logan Paul, right? I think that's already happened, isn't it? Mayweather versus Logan. I think that happened and it ended in a draw or something. I can't remember what ended in, but I can't remember if they even fought. But I think they were supposed to fight or already have fought. But yeah, that kind of makes a little bit more sense, because Jake Paul makes a bit more sense to me, because at least he's got some wins under his belt. Deji's like, what, one fight and he lost it? Like, what's he fighting him for? Bloody YouTubers, and that's dumb, man. He got paid $1 million just to talk and set up the fight. It's crazy money. I'm sure he's getting way more than $1 million for the actual fight, though. If that's just to talk and set it up. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the bag's going to be much bigger than that for that fight. At least for Mayweather. Deji maybe not so much. I doubt Deji's getting a big bag for that. And certainly not as big as Mayweather. Mayweather would get a big bag. Like, Mayweather don't do nothing unless the money's right. And $1 million for Mayweather isn't right. So I'm sure whatever he's getting, the bag's got to be big. Especially when you're fighting something like Deji. Okay, Deji's not a renowned fighter, but I guess, I mean, let's keep it real. He's younger, probably stronger. Mayweather's, what, 40-something now? And he's fit, sure. He's in good shape, good health for his age. No doubt about that. I'm sure he could still move, right? But, he's not exactly spring chicken, right? So on the extreme off chance that Deji pulls off a win, yeah, Mayweather's getting a big bag. Mayweather is getting a big bag. I don't know. I'm only just hearing about this now. I don't know what the details are. Maybe I'm talking at my arse, but my guess is Mayweather is getting a big bag. Any fight Mayweather does, that bag is going to be huge.
I can honestly say if I won a lot, I would help family out, improve their lives, give to charity, and keep it in savings.
Yeah, that's the best way to handle it. I mean, you gotta have some fun though, right? You gotta have some fun. But yeah, that's the best way to handle it. Try to help people out. Those who are less fortunate. You know. But yeah, man, that temptation to you buy that one thing, and then you got to buy that next thing, and then the next thing. Save money, 50 million, I think. Ooh, see, that's a bit more like it. That's a bit more like it. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was around about there. That's. I mean, I think he got what was 100 million for the McGregor fight. I mean, Deji's not as big a name in the fight world as McGregor would be, but so yeah, maybe he's not gonna get that much. But yeah, I would not be surprised if 50 million. The Mayweather get about 50 million. Deji might get 500,000. He's lucky. Hey, it's more money than I'll be getting, that's for sure. So I can't laugh. Cause a little fun, but I've never been money orientated, so I think I'll be okay. Well, hopefully so. If you ever win any kind of like money windfall or whatever, yeah, hopefully yeah, that's okay. It's filthy rich, hey, for real, man, for real, for real. What do you do with all that money? Well, that's the thing. Once you've got over, all right, let's say $10 million or £10 million rather. Let's say you got over £10 million. It's really all the same, isn't it, man? I feel like if you've got over maybe even £5 million, it's all the same. Like, what are you doing with 100 million that you can't do with 1 million? Like for real, like what can you, I mean, sure, I know there's things you can do. I get that. I'm not, but in terms of like your life, like realistically, like you're just buying bigger houses. This is bigger houses and fancy cars and expensive jewelry. What are you actually adding of any real value to your life with $100 million versus if you had say $1 million? Like, what is the difference in actual value to your life at that point? Because you can have a house, you can have a car, you can have some cool things with $1 million. You got $100 million. It's just more houses, more cars, and more nights. That's all it is. Where's the actual value to your life, to your existence, to having a better quality of life that 100 million can do that a million can't do? You know what I mean? I feel like there's a point where once you get over that, it's all the same. On the lower end, poor people, it's like almost all our problems are going to revolve around not having enough money, right? If you're poor, well, not poor. Let me not say poor because I don't think poor is the right word. But certainly, if you're at a level where working class, right? Most of your problems, not no, individuals, of course, but average working class person, most of the problems are going to revolve around not having enough money. Like bills, kids need new clothes, the plumbing's on the broke, the heating's on the, you know what I mean? Like it's things that revolve around not having enough money. But once you've got like £1 million, that's all taken care of, you know. And I feel like once you got to like 5 million, it's like it's just all the same. It's all the same. It's just more of it. It's just more of it. But that's the thing. It's like our culture and our society tells us that you should have more. You should always go for more. I was talking to this girl the other day. She was saying that she likes this guy, right? The guy's a carer, right? And she was saying that I don't mind that he's a carer, but if I'm with him, and she was talking about how because this is one of the reasons why she hasn't sort of pushed it. But if she's with him, she's gonna want to be the type of person that tries to encourage him to get to the next level. If he's gonna be a carer, then fine, but he has to have ambition and move in his career as a carer, that sort of thing. And I was saying to the girl, well, what if he's just happy doing what he's doing and doesn't necessarily want to have a promotion and that whole thing. What if he's happy doing what he does, making the money that he makes, and doing that? There's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. But she was like, no, 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 I've got to. Any guy with me has to have ambition. That's what she said. Ambition. That's the word she used. Ambition. And I was thinking about this, right? And I wish I had this answer as a response then, but my brain's slow, so you guys get my answer. That's how that works. If I was able to think that quickly, I would have said this to her, but I can't, so I'm saying it to you. But the way I see ambition is ambition doesn't necessarily have to mean making more money. Like, you can have a job, stay in that same position, yeah, no promotions, no moving around, just that same job for 20 plus years, making that same money, yeah, and still have ambition. Because ambition doesn't have to mean one thing. It can mean lots of different things. Your ambition might not necessarily be about moving forward in your job role and moving to high positions in your place of work. Your ambition could be around building community, or caring, for, or building a family, or something completely different. Maybe nothing related to that. Maybe there's something else that you do that you love to do, and that's where your ambition lies. Ambition doesn't have to mean just making more money. It can mean just like, okay, maybe you've got a job, you stay in that job, you work that job, and you're cool with that. But then there's other things that you do where that's where you're trying to move forward in and have a career in. Because I feel like a career doesn't necessarily have to mean what pays you. Having a career in something, like, I feel like everybody should have a career, but not everybody has but never everybody needs to have a job. And what I mean by that is, you can have a career, and your career can be something that you make money from, and that's great. But you can also have a career in something that doesn't make a lot of money, and with those cases, you might have a job, right? You might have a job that you use to pay your bills and this and the other, so you can do what you need to do, but your career is in something else. And even though that's something that doesn't make a lot of money, that's where your passion and ambition lies. And I think that is still commendable. That's still something of value, rather than just making more money. But yeah, I didn't think of that at the time, so you guys get my response about 3-4 days later than it should have come. More. He owns 20 Lambos. What are you doing with 20 Lambos, dude? I mean, I guess if I had that money, I don't know. Maybe I'm saying this now. If I had that kind of money, maybe I'll be doing exactly the same thing. So I was like, absolutely disagree with her. I used to work in care. It's bloody hard work, and you don't see a lot of men doing it because they can't handle it. If a man can do that job, excuse me, if a man can do that job, that says a lot about him, and he is a keeper. Yeah, she didn't say much about him. Just said that that he's a carer. I mean, for all I know, he could also be an arsehole. But yeah, assuming that he's not an arsehole. In fact, if he's a carer, I think that's pretty unlikely, to be honest. I feel like if you're working it in that field, it's highly unlikely, because you couldn't be an arsehole and care for people. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that works. I don't think that works. I think if you're a mean person, there's certain jobs you just can't do. And being a carer is definitely one of them. Anything that involves looking after people or making sure that others are okay in some capacity, you can't be an arsehole and do that job. Certainly not well. So yeah, I feel like if he's a carer, it's highly unlikely he's an arsehole. She probably doesn't understand because she's not in the field. You're right. I think it's just indicative of how a lot of us kind of see things like success and ambition, and we're kind of all, hearing these same sorts of messages about what success means, what it means to be ambitious. And I get it, a lot of us, especially if, a lot of us who grow up not having a lot of money. And like I said before, a lot of our problems revolve around not having enough money, right? So I get it. Like, if you're from that environment, a big part of who you become is trying to get a job that makes money, trying to do things that makes money because you've been poor and you don't want to go back to that. You kind of A lot of people who come out of that kind of environment, they're very driven to make more money because they want to take care of their parents. They want to buy a house for their mum. They want to get their family out these poor neighborhoods. They see all the stuff that goes along in that happens in the neighborhood, oftentimes very violent things, or gangs, drugs, and stuff. They're around that. So a big part of who you become as you go into adult years is that drive to make money, so you can get you and your family out of that environment. And I totally understand that. I'm not even trying to say that's a bad thing, but I think the issue, or the potential issue, is that thinking often comes at the expense of not understanding that life isn't just about making money, and yes, it's good to have money. Let me be clear on that. If you can make money, it's great. It's better to have £2 than £1, right? I think we all generally understand that, but it should also come with, people should also have the understanding that everything has to be balanced out, because you can make loads of money, and you could do loads of good things with that money. Get your mum in a better house, get your parents a better house, get your family out of these poor neighborhoods and all that. So you could do all of that, and then it would still be like, then what? Because once you're driven by more money, it's like, okay, you've done that, and now what? More money. The next goal, more money. I got 1 million, I want 2 million. Why? You make £1 million, you get everybody out, and it's like, then what? It's just more money. It's just more money. So I feel like it's not a bad idea to have these kind of goals, especially when you understand where they're coming from. But it's like balance, their balance, and just seeing life as not just this one thing. Because sure, if I had I don't know, £1 million, and yeah, there's loads of things I think I'd hope I'd be able to do with that. But I just wouldn't want to be then like, oh, now I need another million and another million and another million and another million. I don't want to do that, because I've seen people like that, and I've seen how detrimental it could be to the psyche, and also just how you don't necessarily make good decisions. I mean, you make good decisions in terms of what makes money, but you don't necessarily make good decisions in terms of being a person in this world that is compassionate. Like, I feel like a lot of, when it comes, it's like, for example, if you ever have a job, you might notice that your managers are often terrible people. They're good at their job, but they're terrible people. And it didn't really occur to me until a while ago that of course they are. It's rare you see a nice guy who's it does happen. I've met some. I've had some nice guys with managers, but it's kind of rare where you see a nice guy who's a manager. And it kind of makes sense, because a lot of businesses tend to focus on who's gonna make more money, who's gonna make the company more money, and often it's the people who don't care that they're gonna tell. I mean, they don't care that they're asking Susan, who has to take care of her, has to go to the school to pick up her son at 3, and she has got to leave exactly 2:30 so she could get to school at 3. They don't have no problem saying to her, yeah, I'm going to need you to stay behind. They have no problem saying that. And then Susan's like, but I gotta go back to, gonna need you to stay behind, and they have no problem like writing up warnings if Susan just walks out. They have no problem, doing that sort of thing. And then Susan now has to like try and arrange someone real quick to pick up her kids, and stressing out and struggling, and like, oh, they have no problem as long as what they need gets done and that money's getting made. They have no problem doing that. And when a company sees like people who are, they're more money motivated, those are the guys, more often than not, at least in my work experience. I mean, I'm sure different companies are different now, because I think people generally are a bit nicer now anyway. But certainly when I was working in some of these environments, that's the type of people who would typically get promoted, because that's what people are looking for. People who just want to make money, and the people who want to make money typically are the type of people that don't give a flying F. Let me keep this PG for the moment, about doing things or asking things of other people, because they're more concerned about getting their promotion and getting their bonuses and whatever. That's all they care about. So yeah, like we have noticed that it's those people, and you kind of realize that it makes sense why a lot of times rich people aren't very nice, because they're so focused on certain things. They forget about humanity because they're more focused on making money. Does it make money? Then we're doing it. It doesn't matter that it puts people out on the streets, or no, that's a bit of exaggeration, but possibly, right? But it doesn't matter what the negative or the potential negative effects. It doesn't matter that the environment might get ruined. It doesn't matter that somebody may now can't get to work, and that means that so many other people don't get a particular medicine. They don't care about that. Does it make money? Does it make money? That's it. So the more you're in that kind of state of thinking, the less human or less humanity you become. So another thing to think about as well is, like, I don't know what the stats are. But how many, like, millionaires and trillionaires and billionaires and whatever people, like all them type of people, how many of them have never been divorced, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think a divorce is, strictly speaking, a bad thing. Honestly, I don't. Like, I feel like you can have a divorce and that can still be a successful relationship. But how many, like, some really rich people, have never been divorced? And the reason why I bring this up is because, like, we get so focused on money and being with people with money and wanting somebody with money. But then you got somebody who's married to some of the richest people in the world and they're still willing to walk away from that. Like, how much of an arsehole do you have to be that somebody's willing to just walk away from that money? I mean, granted, they get some. I mean, I know the way the law works. They get something out of it, but they're still walking away from a substantial amount of money. So how much of an arsehole do you have to be for somebody to be like, I'd rather have less money than be with you. I'd rather have a lot less money than I have now than be with you. So yeah, I mean, I feel like we see all these examples of money isn't the only thing that matters in whether it's a relationship or whether it's just to yourself or life. And money doesn't make you a good person. So many people get so focused on money, and what it doesn't mean you're a good person. It doesn't mean you're a nice person. And we see so many examples of when people who have money aren't any of those things. Yet the way our society is, it's like we focus on having money and we don't think about the consequences. We don't think about at what point is it too much. At what point does the amount of money I have makes me an arsehole because I can't focus on what's best for the people. I'm more focused on what's going to put more money in my pocket. There's a limit where that happens. You can tempt a man who has nothing with £50 maybe, right? A man who has a bit more, you can't tempt him with £50. It's like, whatever, I'm not going to do no bad thing for £50. But don't feel that man doesn't have a limit. It's just his limit is a bit higher. You know what I mean? So you might be able to go up to that man and be like, oh, well, I'll give you £1,000. Now you're going to do this bad thing. At what point do you sacrifice your morals? And I believe everybody has that limit. We don't have the same limit, but at some point you get to it where the money that you have starts to make you an arsehole. And we don't think about that. I feel like our society in general, by and large, does not consider that. It doesn't think about that because it's all about what makes more money.
A man who works hard, is attractive but ambitious is not something I care about personally. What about looks? I don't care about looks. Frozen. I'm more attracted to someone who can hold a conversation and humor. Don't get me wrong. I can appreciate a good-looking dude, but looks don't hold my interest. But they also get a lot of women who want them for their wealth.
Ooh, that mic thing's falling down. Aye. All right, one sec, guys. Camera's gonna look a bit funny for a second because some stuff fell. Let me just try and get this back up. There we go. What's your price then? Well, I don't know, man. I don't know. Hopefully it's a very, very high price. Hopefully it's a extremely high price that I never reach in my lifetime. But I don't know, man. I mean, I kind of feel in my mind I'm not willing to sell my soul for a little bit of change. But hey, you know, maybe somebody comes along one day and is like, yeah, here's 900 trillion pounds. I don't know what my price is, but hopefully it's an extremely, extremely high price. But everybody has one. I think everybody has one. When they say everybody can be bought, I don't believe. Sorry, when they say everybody can be bought, I believe that is true. I believe that's true. Everybody can be bought. It's just what is the price? And some people's price is going to be really high. Some people's price is going to be not so high. And it's going to depend on a lot of things. Your situation, your morals, your values, your beliefs, your this, your that. It's going to depend on a lot of things. But everybody has a price. Just have to kind of hope nobody meets your price. Hope your price is high enough that nobody reaches it. That nobody could offer it, rather. So you think you're better than us, mere mortals? Not quite. For all I know, my price is not as high as your price. For all I know, your price might be, I don't know, 100 million. My price might be 50 quid. I don't know. I hope my price is higher than 50 quid. I think it's higher than 50 quid. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure it's higher than 50 quid. Maybe 51. But no, I don't. It's not. No, I don't think it's not about being better. It's just, yeah. I hope. Well, this is a donut. Better be a good donut. Better be a banging donut. Ain't not some Tesco's value donut. No, you want at least Krispy Kreme's level. Krispy Kremes are higher. Krispy Kremes are higher. Yeah, exactly. It can't be no basic donut made by some guy on work experience. You know what I mean? You need like a professional donut here. You know, handcrafted, made with love. But I might sell myself for that donut. I can't lie. That'll be a damn good donut. Box of 12. Oh yeah, get as many as you can. See, Sam would share. If you gave Sam 20 million pounds, Sam would share that with her family. All right. You give Sam a box of 12 donuts. They're not getting shared, are they? They're not getting shared. Can't lie, I might be the same. I have no problem sharing the money, but donuts, but you better get your own. You better get your own. Most definitely not mine. Guys, I've approached the 1 hour mark, so I think it's about time sort of winding down this impromptu live stream from my vehicle. Sitting here in Battersea / Nine Elms. Had a long day today. It is almost over. Gotta get home, get some rest, and it all starts again tomorrow. Movie night tomorrow, Halloween 4. This is why we're friends. Same page, exactly. Think alike. That could be either a good thing or a bad thing. I think we think alike. Yeah. But yeah, this is gonna be where I start wrapping up and heading back to my earthly quarters. But I think we had a cool stream today. You know, kind of impromptu, but you know, talk some stuff, and it's good to do that. Me thinks good to hang out and express. You can't see this, but my windows are getting bare steamed up, man. So guys, you have been awesome as always. I appreciate you and all that you do. Thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for keeping it lively. The village is strong because you make it strong. I keep looking in the wrong place. The camera's over here. It's habits, man, habits. Till whenever, if ever, peace.